Tom Selleck is 81 years old, and he has finally said out loud something that fans have quietly felt for a long time. Beneath the mustache, the easy charm, and that particular brand of dignified silence he carries everywhere, there has always been something deeply personal about his relationship with Sam Elliott. Two men who stumbled into the same industry at roughly the same moment, who competed for the same kinds of roles, who found each other in the dust of the American West and never really let go. So what does Selleck actually think of Elliott now, standing at this point in his life and looking back across more than 5 decades? The answer, when you dig into what he has actually said and what those words reveal, turns out to be far more moving than most people expected. The beginning of their connection is almost too cinematic to believe, as if someone had deliberately scripted it for maximum effect. Two tall men with mustaches and a magnetic pull toward Western landscapes, both still finding their footing in an industry that had not quite worked out what to do with either of them. According to multiple accounts, they first appeared together on screen as far back as 1968, sharing an episode of the television series Lancer, before either of them had become anyone the general public would recognize. They were background players in a crowded room, not yet the figures they would eventually become. Thomas William Selleck was born on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, the son of a homemaker and a real estate investor. His family eventually made their way to Sherman Oaks, California, and that westward migration quietly set the tone for everything that would follow. He graduated from Grant High School in 1962 and enrolled at the University of Southern California on a basketball scholarship, studying business administration with no particular ambitions toward the stage. By his own account, he wandered into an acting class at a community college because he thought it would be an easy grade. That turned out to be the decision that changed the entire direction of his life. He trained under drama coach Milton Katselas at the Beverly Hills Playhouse and began landing small television parts in the late 1960s, appearing in shows like Judd for the Defense and Bracken's World. His first film role came in 1970, in Myra Breckenridge, a deeply strange vehicle for Mae West that was about as unlikely an entry point as anyone could have imagined for a career that would eventually be defined by straightforward American authority. Sam Elliott came to Hollywood from a different angle but brought the same quality of patience. Born on August 9, 1944, in Sacramento, California, he grew up in Portland, Oregon, after his family relocated when he was 13. His father worked for the United States Department of the Interior, and his mother was a teacher. Elliott later studied at the University of Oregon and Clark College before fully committing to acting. His film debut came in 1967, in The Way West, and he spent years working through smaller roles, carefully building a presence that would eventually be recognized as one of the most distinctive in American cinema. The combination of an unhurried, deeply resonant voice and a face that seemed carved from some older version of the American landscape made him genuinely difficult to overlook, even when the industry kept trying to do exactly that. What transformed their early acquaintance into something lasting was a single project that arrived at exactly the right moment. In 1979, both men starred in The Sackets, a Western miniseries that aired on NBC and was based on Louis L'Amour's novels The Daybreakers and Sackett. Selleck, Elliott, and Jeff Osterhages played the titular brothers, 3 men riding west from Tennessee in the wake of a family tragedy, spending weeks together on horseback, living inside the same story, and building a natural chemistry both on the set and away from it. The two actors forged a connection that went well beyond the professional. The Sackets was not a landmark cultural event, but it was something rarer, the kind of project that binds people together in ways that bigger, more glamorous productions almost never manage. Something about shared difficulty and shared creative commitment creates bonds that outlast almost anything else. The chemistry clearly meant something to both of them, because 3 years later, they chose to do it again. In 1982, Selleck, Elliott, and Osterhage reunited for The Shadow Riders on CBS, another L'Amour adaptation, in which they once again played brothers, this time pursuing kidnappers in the aftermath of the Civil War. Directed by Andrew V. McLaglen, the film circled themes of loyalty and hardship, and the particular bonds between men who have endured something difficult, side by side. In a very real sense, what was happening on screen was already mirroring what was developing between the two actors off it. The timing of that film is also worth noting. By September 1982, when The Shadow Riders aired, Magnum P.I.